So in summary, the 3 tech tree ones, so the Jaarsveld is the tech tree tier 8, and then these 2. The ballistics are really, really comfortable. You're 128mm guns, but you have German 128s. So with the benefits that comes with, so you've got the German HE pen, you've got the German German AP. You are relatively maneuverable, you have good concealment, your turning circle is quite small, and your rate of turn is quite fast on all 3 of these. Your bomb range on the tier 9 and the 10 is pretty generous. The bomb reticle is quite small, but the reloads are relatively quick. Not as quick as the premium, but relatively quick. The bomb pen is quite low. So the bomb pen is 32, which is enough to pen some battleships. But if you're dealing with one of the ones that has sort of a chunky armor scheme, so the Germans, Russians, whatever, you're going to struggle to pen, and fires is going to be pretty much the only thing you should expect to get from those. But obviously cruisers, you will deal a pretty decent chunk of damage. So if you catch a cruiser that's sat, I didn't see very many cruisers sitting still today. But if you find like a Howden Liu, or you find like a Buffalo or something like that sitting next to an island, and you can get within the bomb range, just like the other Dutch line, you'll get some good damage. Because the reticle is smaller, you potentially can hit quite a few bombs. Although it's not like the heavy line where it's a big box that's full of bombs. It's not like that. It has more of a feeling of a CV bomb drop, where you have a reticle and you have a few bombs that fall within the reticle, and it's entirely possible that all the bombs can miss the ship. It's also entirely possible that all the bombs can hit the ship, and so it feels a little bit more RNG as to whether you actually hit the ship or not, even if you get the aim perfect, which doesn't feel great. But I would argue that the bombs for the 3 tech tree ships are not the focus, and that the guns really are the focus. The guns on these are really, really, really nice to play with. If you like open water light cruisers, and there aren't many of those. If you think about the kind of open water cruisers that we have, they tend to be heavy cruisers. And the light cruisers tend to rely on smokescreens or islands. Like I wouldn't want to open water in a Worcester or a Seattle. But these are pretty comfortable to do that with, which is interesting. You got good gun angles, good ballistics, your concealment is great, good speed. Of course, bro, yeah, of course. Now, there are some balance changes, so check the dev blog to make sure you understand what balance changes are coming tomorrow or Thursday, depending on which server you are on. Because all 3 of these ships do have some changes coming, but I don't think they will significantly change the way that these play. They are just very slight performance tweaks. There's no changes to like penetration or anything like that. It's all just like DPM type stuff. So, so they should stay the same, which is cool. Hopefully they'll dovetail quite nicely with the new Dutch captain. Yep. Leave the new special commander on glue. Well, I don't know about that, so we were talking about this earlier. I haven't seen him yet, personally. I haven't looked at the actual stats, but from what Grunty was saying earlier, it looks like it would be a genuine choice as to which one you put it on. And I absolutely know which one I would prefer it on, because I really like Utrecht and I hate Howden Liu. So for me, it's an easy choice. It's a no-brainer. I think I agree with Grunty that the skill is going to be easier to activate on this than it is on the other one. Vrijheid, however, this thing, not so much. It's 120mm guns. It doesn't have the German benefits, if you see what I mean. It doesn't have very good ballistics, although they're still flat enough that you can't sit behind an island. Which you will need to do because your range is terrible, and you do have a smokescreen, but it's quite a short smokescreen. And then when the smokescreen goes, you're still a cruiser. which has 14 odd kilometer range. You also have bombs which reload extremely quickly. You can get that down to about 24 seconds or so. But you only have a few bombs in the drop, so that chance of missing even with perfect aim exists. You're constantly having to switch in and out of the bomb camera and the gun camera, which is really, really annoying. And I just didn't feel like it really did anything, because the positioning was just super horrible because of the range and the short range of the bomb drop. It needs more smoke, long smoke, crawling smoke, something to make it a little bit more easy to play. But right now, I really dislike this. It's not good. But the 3 tech tree ones, big thumbs up. Thank you, Minlake, for the reminder. I was actually, when I started that, I was like, yeah, let's just make this the ship thoughts. I just got to hope that no one interrupts me. So I'm like trying to get through it really quickly. Like, please, no one sub, no one raid me. Please, no, just sit on your hands for a second. Yeah, that'll do actually as ship thoughts for all of those. It's not super detailed, but that's not supposed to be super detailed. It's just like my impression of it. You can be good. It's not usually people trying to be disruptive. It's usually people who open the stream, they get the pop-up for their sub, and they just immediately press the button without seeing what's going on first. I think that's generally what happens in that situation. And then raids, obviously, you can't help it. You're gonna make a noise, but you decided to be nice, so that covers 2025. That's your one being nice for 2025. Cool. So I'll highlight that and stick that in the ship thoughts, because the reason I wanted to get that done as a summary, having just played them and it's still fresh in my mind, is because we're about to go into a period of early access, and so people are going to be interested in those ships. So what I'll probably do is I'll highlight that summary, but I rarely highlight World of Warship streams, but I might actually highlight this whole stream, because it's me systematically going through, talking about and playing those ships, because that's what we've done all stream. So I might highlight this, because for the duration of the early access, it might be useful for people to be able to pick through the different matches. So if anyone is watching the, maybe I'll include this in the highlight of the ship thoughts. If anyone is looking for the timestamps of the matches, you can probably do some calculation, because I started at, I think, about 1940 my time. So the first match was at 21:12, finished at 21:12. And so that should give you some idea of the order. But I basically went up through the tiers. So started with the premium and then the tier 8, 9, 10. So you should be able to find the one that you want in the full VOD. You won't influence the outcome of the battle either way? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, other people will have other opinions. So Tiger came in and was like, oh, God, it's amazing. I just did 100K. I'm like, really? That's nice. I mean, if you get a match where someone obliges and just lets you bomb drop them over and over and over again, then, yeah, cool. But I think that's going to really depend on someone else making a mistake. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to play it a bit more. I'm kind of curious how the ranked is going to go. I think when I do the ranked, I'm going to gun spec it. Although I did try that one match gun spec and it didn't feel any better. So you were unanimous. Well, that's good. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like a D7 Provincian backwards. So D7 Provincian is really, really cool. D7 Provincian, actually, now I think about it, D7 matches these three a lot better. This one is really the premium that goes with these three. This is like this weird you know, ugly duckling. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to choose to think about it. That this is the one that goes with the line release. Because it just makes more sense.